Imagine this, an old man, lying on his bed, his body frail but his mind sharper than ever. He knows his time is near, yet instead of fear, he carries wisdom, precious life lessons he wants to share before he takes his last breath. These are not just words, they are experiences forged in the fire of decades of struggle, love, loss, and redemption. Today, I'll share the most powerful lessons given by a man at the very end of his journey, lessons that have the power to transform your life. But before we dive into this unforgettable journey, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel so we can keep bringing you content that inspires, empowers, and changes the way you see the world. Now, let's uncover the wisdom of a life well lived. 1. Time is your most valuable currency. I spent years chasing wealth, only to realize that time is the only thing you can never get back. Think about that for a moment. How often do we tell ourselves, "I'll do it later," or "There's plenty of time for that"? We put off the things that truly matter, spending time with loved ones, pursuing our passions, or simply enjoying the beauty of life around us, because we're too busy chasing something else. Maybe it's money, success, or some distant dream that feels just out of reach. But let me ask you this. If today was your last day, what would you regret the most? Would it be the missed opportunities to connect with your family, the laughter you didn't share with your friends, or the dreams you let slip away because you thought there would always be more time? The old man realized, too late, that time is the one resource you can't earn back. No amount of wealth can buy it. No amount of regret can rewind it. Every second wasted is a second lost forever. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. Life isn't about waiting for the stars to align. It's about making the most of the moment you're in right now. Pick up the phone and call that friend you've been meaning to reconnect with. Take that first step toward your dream project, no matter how small it seems. Or simply pause and soak in the present moment. The warmth of the sun on your face, the sound of laughter, the quiet joy of being alive. Time is like sand slipping through your fingers. You can't hold on to it, no matter how hard you try. But you can choose how you spend it. So, spend it wisely. Spend it on the things that bring you joy, fulfillment, and love. Because when your time finally runs out, it won't be the wealth you accumulated or the goals you never achieved that will matter. It will be the life you truly lived. Let this lesson remind you, the clock is ticking and it waits for no one. Don't let time run out before you've truly lived the life you were meant to. 2. Forgiveness liberates your soul. I carried grudges like stones in my heart, only to realize they weighed me down, not those who hurt me. Let that sink in. Think about the times someone wronged you, betrayed your trust, hurt you deeply, or treated you unfairly. It's natural to feel anger, resentment, even hatred. You might think holding on to that pain is a form of justice, a way to punish those who hurt you. But here's the hard truth. The person you're punishing the most is yourself. The old man's words are a testament to this truth. He spent years holding on to grudges, replaying the hurtful moments in his mind, thinking that his bitterness was a shield against those who had wronged him. But as his life drew to a close, he realized that every grudge was like a stone in his heart, dragging him down, robbing him of peace, and stealing moments of joy he could have shared with others. Forgiveness is not about letting the other person off the hook or pretending the hurt never happened. No, it's about freeing yourself from the chains of resentment. When you hold on to anger, it consumes you. It's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. But when you forgive, you release that poison from your soul. You set yourself free. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack full of stones everywhere you go. Over time, it exhausts you, slows you down, and makes life so much harder than it needs to be. That's what holding on to grudges does to your heart. Now imagine taking off that backpack, setting it down and walking away lighter, freer, and with more energy to focus on the things that truly matter. That's what forgiveness feels like. The old man's tears held a bittersweet truth. He had spent too many years letting pain and anger dominate his life. But in the end, he found peace by letting go. And so can you. Ask yourself, is there someone you need to forgive? Maybe it's a friend who betrayed you, a family member who let you down, or even yourself for mistakes you've made. Letting go doesn't mean you have to forget or excuse what happened. It simply means you're choosing your peace over your pain. Forgiveness is a gift, not for them, but for you. When you let go, you're not just setting them free. You're setting yourself free. And in that freedom, you'll find the strength to move forward, to heal, and to truly live. Life is too short to carry the weight of yesterday's pain. Let it go, and watch how much lighter your soul becomes. 3. Small moments matter the most. The laughter of my children, the sunrise on a cold morning, these are the treasures I took for granted. Close your eyes for a moment and think about your happiest memories. Are they the big milestones, graduations, promotions, or awards? Or are they the quiet, simple moments, the warm hug of a loved one, the sound of rain on your window, or the joy of sharing a meal with people who matter to you? The old man, in his final days, realized a profound truth. It's not the big achievements or possessions that give life meaning. It's the small, fleeting moments that we so often overlook. He spent years chasing goals, accumulating wealth, and striving for recognition, only to realize that the true treasures of life were right in front of him all along. The laughter of his children, the smell of fresh coffee in the morning, the golden light of a sunset. But how many of us are truly present for these moments? We're so busy with our deadlines, scrolling through our phones, or worrying about the future that we miss the beauty of now. Take a moment to pause and really look around you. Listen to the sound of your child's laughter. It's not just a noise, it's a memory being created. Feel the warmth of the sun on your face or the crisp chill of a winter morning. These are gifts, simple yet irreplaceable. Look into the eyes of someone you love and truly see them, because these moments don't last forever. The old man confessed that he had spent much of his life taking these moments for granted. He always assumed there would be more time, another day, another opportunity. But as his days dwindled, he realized that those tiny moments were the threads that made up the fabric of his life. Life is not measured by the size of your accomplishments or the amount of your possessions. It's measured by the depth of your connections, the joy of your experiences, and the love you share. So, don't wait for someday to appreciate the beauty around you. Laugh with your friends, hug your parents a little longer, watch the sunrise even if it means waking up early. These are the moments that years from now will bring a smile to your face and warmth to your heart. Remember, the small things you take for granted today might be the very memories you hold closest tomorrow. Don't let them pass you by. Cherish them now while you can, because in the end, it's not the grand events, but the small, quiet moments of connection, joy, and love that truly define a life well lived. 4. Courage means living authentically. I spent too many years trying to fit in, afraid to be myself. How many of us are guilty of this? We shape our lives around what others expect of us, our family, friends, society, without stopping to ask ourselves, is this the life I want? Is this who I really am? The old man's voice trembled as he admitted his greatest regret. He had lived a life trying to fit into molds that were never meant for him. He wore masks, to please others, silenced his true self to avoid judgment, and chased dreams that weren't even his own, all because he was afraid of standing out, of being criticized, of failing in front of others. But as his life neared its end, he realized something powerful. No amount of approval from others can fill the emptiness of betraying your own soul. The moments he was happiest weren't when others clapped for him or praised him. They were the rare times he dared to be himself, completely and unapologetically. Let me ask you, are you living a life true to yourself, or are you living for others' expectations? Do you say what you truly feel, or do you hold back to avoid rocking the boat? Do you pursue the dreams in your heart, or are you stuck chasing the ones society told you to want? Living authentically takes courage. It means embracing your quirks, your flaws, your unique way of seeing the world. It means standing tall in your truth, even if it makes others uncomfortable. And yes, it means taking risks of being judged, misunderstood, or even failing. But those risks are worth it, because the alternative is far worse. A life spent hiding, a life spent wondering what could have been. Think of the people you admire most. Are they the ones who played it safe and blended in, or are they the ones who dared to be different, who pursued their passions, who lived with authenticity and boldness? The old man's words carry a challenge for all of us. Stop living for others' approval. Their opinions will fade, but the regret of not being true to yourself will stay with you forever. Be bold. Be unapologetically you. Chase the dreams that set your heart on fire, even if they scare you. Say the things you truly feel, even if your voice shakes. The world doesn't need more copies. It needs more originals. It needs you. So, dare to step out of the shadows of conformity. Dare to live authentically. Because at the end of your life, when you look back, you won't regret the times you stood out or the risks you took. You'll only regret the times you stayed silent, stayed hidden, and stayed small when you were meant to shine. Live boldly. Live authentically. Live as the person you were always meant to be. 5. Love is the only legacy that lasts. I won't be remembered for my successes or failures, but for the love I gave to those around me. Take a moment and think about how you want to be remembered. Is it for the money you made, the awards you won, or the titles you held? Or is it for the impact you had on others, the love you shared, the kindness you showed, and the lives you touched? The old man in his final days reflected on his life with profound clarity. He had achieved successes and endured failures, but none of those defined him. What truly mattered, what stayed with him, were the relationships he nurtured and the love he gave. It wasn't the size of his bank account or the number of accomplishments on his resume that gave him peace. It was the memories of the moments he spent with those he cared about. He realized that love is the only legacy that lasts. It's not about grand gestures or dramatic sacrifices. It's about the little things, the smile you offer to a stranger, the patience you show when someone makes a mistake, the time you give to a friend in need. These are the seeds of love that grow into something eternal. Think about the people who've left the deepest impact on your life. Was it their achievements that inspired you, or was it the way they made you feel? Their kindness, their compassion, their ability to make you feel valued and seen. These are the things that linger long after they're gone. And now, think about the people in your life. Are you showing them the love they deserve? Are you making time for the relationships that matter most? Are you leaving a legacy of love, or are you too caught up in the hustle of life to pause and nurture those connections? The truth is, everything we build in this world, our careers, our possessions, even our reputations, will eventually fade. But love endures. The love you give to others creates a ripple effect that outlasts you. A single act of kindness can inspire someone else to pass it on, creating a chain of compassion that stretches far beyond your lifetime. So, make love your highest priority. Show it in your words, your actions, and your presence. Be the person who listens when others speak, who forgives when others make mistakes, and who offers kindness without expecting anything in return. At the end of your journey, your legacy won't be measured by your successes or failures. It will be measured by the lives you touched, the relationships you built, and the love you gave freely. As the old man said, "I won't be remembered for my achievements, but for the love I gave to those around me." And if you make love and compassion the foundation of your life, you'll leave behind a legacy that lasts forever. So, start today. Love deeply, love freely, and love in a way that leaves the world better than you found it. Because in the end, love is the only thing that truly matters. As we reflect on these lessons, remember, life is fleeting, but its meaning is found in how you live it. Which of these lessons resonated with you the most? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found value in these timeless truths, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's spread wisdom and positivity together. Because at the end of the day, it's not just the lessons of a dying man, it's the life we choose to live that truly defines us.